Amino acid-based surfactants are typically built with an amino acid group as the hydrophilic head and a fatty alkyl chain as the hydrophobic tail, which originates from a fatty acid. They're typically used today in personal care and cosmetics applications. The market is pretty small in the overall surfactant world. At best, I would say in the very low hundreds of thousands of tons per year. An amino acid consists of four things connected to a central carbon atom. And those are an NH2 group, an amino group, right, which is where the name comes from, a carboxylic acid, COOH group, a hydrogen, and a alkyl chain or an R group. Like this diagram, very simple. The main function of amino acids is as building blocks of proteins, and in fact 22 amino acids form the genetic code. Some of the most common ones you may have heard of include leucine and glutamine. The most common amino acids used in surfactants are glutamine, alanine, glycine, and sarcosine. Taurine is sometimes included in the list, although that's an aminosulfonic acid. And it's not a protein building block, and really in a commercial scheme of things it's part of the isethionate supply chain built on ethylene oxide. Here is how we illustrate the commercial route to production of sarcosinates in our Surfactant Business Essentials course. So who is making these surfactants commercially? I'll read you some of the major players. They include Ajinomoto, Aurorium, Lamberti, LG, Sepik, Sinolion, and Stepan. Of particular interest is Ajinomoto, which is a Japanese company vertically back integrated into amino acid production, which they sell into food, nutrition, and feed applications. The main sources of demand, as noted, are coming from cosmetics and personal care. Dermatological literature has shown, for example, that cocoa oil glutamates and glycinates have lower irritation potential than commonly used anionics, but also have pretty good detergency and foaming. The main barrier to growth really has been cost. The cost to make these products is significantly higher than anionics like SLES and AOS, for example. You're relying on refined amino acids or precision fermented amino acids and fatty acids largely coming from palm kernel oil or coconut oil. And so that's really put these products in a somewhat higher cost and price bracket. Having said that, there continues to be a lot of investment and growth in these markets for amino acid-based surfactants. So if you are interested in a lot more detail on the production, the companies involved, the pricing, and the market applications, I encourage you to consider the Renewable Surfactants Market Report by Green D Market Analytics. I've collaborated with Doris de Guzman on that report, and details on how you could access that report are in the comments below. As always, Happy New Year, and thanks again for listening.